Corruption is a vile disease that sucks and drains the health out of something good. Corruption in society is an evil moral infection that keeps community in the state of perpetual sickness. Corruption is a moral virus. It's so potent it leaves its host sick, lethargic, and unable to realize and accomplish all that a well person can. Where corruption thrives, poverty and not prosperity thrives. Wealth is grabbed in.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scandal, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. Hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again. What we gonna eat no money, what we at you, eat no at you. COVID money, miss away, eat the yellow rat you. Use the youth, them money, waste my must have statue. Say me like a catch you, but they got in a figure you. Take the spit of money, God and say that is not you. One day the man above him, up him, I got a belt. But it in the kitchen, some fly by like a patu. When singers and DJs and social media's coming at you. It burn me, 300% free. It burn me, garbage pile up the day. It burn me, give the teacher them raise. It burn me, I see corruption fees. It burn me, mash down the people them house. It burn me, every day appear arms out. It burn me, appear money them a thief. It burn me, and them a sell out the beach. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scandal, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again.
Wagwan family. Wagwan. It look like the Finsac report backfired. Have you guys noticed that? The Finsac report, people. Remember, for years, the Labour have been talking about how the Finsac report is going to come out and how Finsac mash up the country. Me hear the Labour bloggers, them hear politicians with it. People from my page, they would have dropped the nuggets every now and then and say, boy, call us. Wait till the Finsac report come out. You're going to see the criminal, them, blah, blah, blah. Me never really rush them like me always say. Me always say, yeah, man, me welcome that. Me can't wait to beat the PNP them too, whose name is in it. Because on this platform is about country. So if PNP wrong, I will come on my page and I will address them. Same like the Labour rights. I country me I talk about, and that's some mistake. Anything wrong for the country, me I put it out there. But the Finsac report, people. Have you noticed like everybody gone quiet? The Labour right them. No, like seriously, the Labour right them gone quiet, them catch cold. Me no know what happened to them. You know? First, people all these years, yeah, you say PNP mash up the country to backside. Now we say Siaga name big in it. Everybody who have bank, open bank and thief people. I told you, I read about it. Right? And it's just the same like where I say I go on nowadays with SSL. That's what I get from it. The same thing with SSL. Nobody no get chastised. Nobody no learn nothing. Nobody no get punished. No accountability. Why not set up something else in another name? Where politicians are them bankers, friends. They are them big boy friends. Them get away with a lot of the stuff, people. And it's always the poor people left with the end of the stick, gentle people. Do you understand me? So this Finsac thing here, it look like a big backfire in the people them face. So me hear people ask about Nigel Clark. They must say, I wonder if they say Nigel Clark set up the Labour right. Because this is nothing but speculation and he might drop a hot load of mess, left give them and gone. And let me read something that is coming from the report. That's a piece of it because the report is a big old jumble, people. It's a big old mess. It's not a report. Them say come down to a study. We have to go through a garbage heap to try pin up a good sentence. It is no report. After 160, almost 180, told me a year, $80 million. Say 160 them writing a paper, you know it's more. So after $160 million, we get some incomplete report. It come down to some hard drive with a photocopy. Think about that. That is a report. Some photocopy nonsense. Let's read what we can get out of it. Said the loan was missed not only by the bank, but also by his own auditors and was therefore not included in the refinancing package. Siaga said the incident has put the entire financial sector in danger of collapse, and the century takeover has added momentum to a tremor, which will turn into an earthquake, which is yet to come. He noted that one bank reportedly, the National Commercial Bank, also needs 7.8 billion Jamaican dollars to restructure its operations. National Commercial Bank always a pop up in enough things, you know. Despite his criticism, Siaga himself has a loan from the bank of about $22 million. So basically, commercial bank, right? He must say National Commercial Bank needs $7.8 billion to restructure its operation. But yet, despite his criticism, Siaga himself has a loan from the bank of about 22 million US dollar, which has not been repaid. The details surrounding this loan are still unclear, but reports indicate that it was contracted by one of his companies. It was expected to be the part of a refinancing package in which Siaga's debt at NBC with people. Let me tell you something. You see them people here? It's the same thing with SSL Agwan. Politician and them rich friend again. How many times I tell us people is you and me, you and I, politician and PSOJ, them and a rich friend. Do you understand me? In this case, people, Omar Davis is telling us that release the full report. Omar Davis also said he's willing to come out and call name. We are talking about parliamentarian in a parliament right now. Do you hear me? Let me read them, I can get out of it. Box cover. The UK-based Privy Council on October 10. This is when this appear a bunch of photocopy stuff them put together, but let me read for you when we get out of it. The UK-based Privy Council on October 10 ruled that Dan Crawford and former top executives of the failed Central National Bank (CNB) must pay the government of Jamaica an estimated US dollars 45 million US dollars in principal and interest for unsecured loans made ahead of the bank's collapse in 1996. Privy Council is expected to announce the final amount payable to the state when it hands down its written judgment later this month. The Privy Council's ruling arose from the appeal of March 1999 decision Jamaica's Chief Justice Lindsay Wolf, in which he berated the actions of Crawford and another top executive, Capel Williams, whom he described as a rogue bankers. So both of them are rogue bankers. So you hear people, or the bank, the politician and them banking friend, hurt our country. Want to see a happen again here? Whom he described as rogue bankers. They were busy helping themselves to the bank's funds, Wolf said in his judgment at the time. These payments constitute a misapplication of the bank's funds. However, Crawford, who reportedly resides in Atlanta, was once regarded as a model banker, and government of Jamaica functionaries viewed his bank as a blueprint. You hear that? Crawford was often lauded by government of Jamaica officials for venturing into non-banking areas such as real estate at a time when investors were shunning productive investment to benefit from the government of Jamaica high interest rate. People know here what I go on? Big boys, you know, not the poor people. Ironically, it was Crawford's foray into a non-core initiatives, which was partly responsible for the bank's demise, as a number of unsecured loans were made to connected parties to finance these investments. In particular, the bank made loans to companies owned by Crawford, his mother, and former opposition leader and Prime Minister Edward Siaga. One such loan was made to an affiliated company to construct the over 700-room Renaissance Hotel. So are the money, are the thief in money in a Renaissance Hotel? One such loan was made. Let me read again to box cover for you guys. Because you guys, some of you not gonna read it, So anything we get available, I'm gonna read it. When ironically, it was Crawford's foray into non-core initiatives, which was partly responsible for the bank's demise, as a number of unsecured loans were made to connected parties to finance these investments. In particular, the bank made loans to companies owned by Crawford, his mother, and former opposition leader, Prime Minister Edward Seaga. One such loan was made to an affiliated company to construct the over 700 rooms Renaissance Hotel. The unsecured loans to connected parties took a toll on the liquidity and solvency of the bank when they could not be financed. This prompted the institution to approach the government of Jamaica for assistance in 1996 when funds were not available to pay depositors. However, recognizing the magnitude of the deficit, the government of Jamaica was forced to take control of the bank. So Siaga Yasso. Is it Siaga Yasso? Who do you think Siaga was a good man for Jamaica? So if you notice the labor, what happened so backfire, It backfire upon them people. I'm sure them don't want to see all of this stuff. No, them don't want to share, see all of this. No, honestly, people. They don't want to see all of this. It's a big disgrace, people. Share the live. Make Jamaica people know what I go on. I'll be right back after this very short break.
What is the difference between the ordinary thief and a political thief? Number one, the ordinary thief steals your money, your bag, your watch, and your jewelry, isn't it? But the political thief steals your future, your career, your education, your health, and your business. Number two, the hilarious part is that the ordinary thief will choose whom to rob. But you are the one who choose the political thief to rob you. Because we choose them. We vote them. We blindly say we are not blind. Who is deceiving who? The ridiculous part of the whole issue is that we will fight to defend and protect our belongings from the ordinary thief. Is it not? But we fight each other to defend and protect the political thief. Is that not what we do? Thugs will be fighting themselves to protect those that are stealing our career, stealing our job, stealing our health, stealing our success. What a shame. What a travesty. It calls for us to think and think deep.
All right, guys, let me do a little bit more reading before we play some audio for you guys. Very interesting audio. Now, let's read a little bit more about the banks. These restrictive measures continued into the late 1980s. King, 2001, notes that in 1986, the cash reserve ratio was increased from 15 to 20%. Further, this period was marked by several and frequent changes to the interest rates that the central bank established for savings, deposit, and prime lending. It was also noteworthy that during this period, institutions without any prior history in commercial banking became involved in this financial intermediary activity. In 1981, the First National Bank of Chicago was acquired by Jamaica National Building Society. In 1984, the Royal Bank of Canada was purchased by Jamaica Mutual Life Assurance Society. And in 1986, the Central National Bank was acquired by local investors. Further, in 1988, the Eagle Commercial Bank was established by a wholly-owned local merchant bank. Similar developments also occurred with the establishment of merchant banks. For example, in 1984, Blaze Trust was acquired by local entrepreneurs. In 1987, Partner Finance was set up by local entrepreneurs. And in 1989, Corporate Merchant Bank was established by new owner of Workers Savings and Loan Bank. So it collects them boy I set up bank people. And when you understand, enough banks set up and for rob the money in. And when you understand, and all type of investment firm like on see I go on now, and they say this printer money miss up in it and all type of nonsense. So read a little bit more. Improper banking practices. In the pre-1992 period, all the foreign banks in Jamaica, as well as the locally owned Mutual Society Bank, adopted the international standard of 90 days for non-performing loans. This 90-day standard meant that loans in which interest payments were in arrears for more than 90 days were classified as non-performing loans and no longer earn income for the commercial bank. The effect of this was that profits were not overstated by income from non-performing loans. It also forced managers to take a preemptive action before the 90-day deadline. This preemptive action ensured that the value of the collateral security was maintained, facilitated frequent contact with clients, and became an objective measure by which managers could assess loan performance. By contrast, during this period, the other locally owned banks in Jamaica adopted standards that varied from 1 year to 2 years. This positively influenced their profitability by increasing their book profit, the book profit despite the increase in the number of non-performing loans. The adaptation of standards. When me don't read them, man, because I want to find and I can't have a seat. I tell you, say, I want to crab to them put out there for read. And you have a good eyesight, but I'm going to play an audio for you. You know, gentle people, I play audio for you because I like for one to hear the thing, people. Yeah, man, I want to hear the thing. People, me not hear the labor right them come out and I pressure this thing. It's like nobody not hear what I go on. Me no know to them. I them that tell me, man, I'll put a page, man. It comes to call us, yes. Yeah, man. So are the same nonsense we are going to SSL again, we are look on people? It looks so. It looks so. So now, people, I have an audio. It's like somebody who is a vlogger posted it. I don't know the person. I wish I knew the person. I would give you credit and call the name on your page. But what happened, it seems as if somebody shared your information. I'm going to go up on the page, try to look if them even giving a credit, which they did not. So nobody know who put this out. But some other blogger share it and even profiting from people's work. I would suggest if you guys going to thief people work, at least give them some credit. So at least I could go on their page to hear more of this. Do you understand me? You see, when they don't give people credit for them work, how poor it can be and bad for the blogger who put in all them work. So next blogger steal it, put on them page, did not even recognize the person who do the job. So when I go up on the blogger page, go look on it, me never see the name of the page. As a matter of fact, that blogger blacked out any information I have to do on the page have to do with the other blogger who installed it from. So I wish I had the name of the blogger and your page. I would really recognize you on my platform. But the argument stand out to me this morning. I don't share many things on my platform, you know. Everybody know that. I don't have to use people contents because I'm full of argument. Yeah, man. But however, me hear a piece of argument this morning. I'm say, you know what? I think I come share it with you all. Because, you know, sharing is caring, don't. All right, let's get there this morning, guys. It's about Wagwan so because, and I agree with this person. I don't know them, but I agree. That's why I'm sharing this. And great job. I don't know who you are. You're probably here. Say, Carlos, play your stuff. I wish I knew your name and your page too. Big you up. Let's listen.
Jamaica people, see it here in front of you. We're not telling any lie on the labor rights them this afternoon.
Can you hear?
This is a staunch labor right, Teddy Lee Gray. And Teddy Lee Gray is saying that every single time we as labor rights, we the Jamaica Labour Party is in trouble, we gone for Finsac. The man say we in the office for 8 long years. Why wait until now to release the Finsac report?
When I hear people, I want to know if you guys are here well in a social media land. Can you guys hear it? Yeah? Yes, hearing. Debbie says she here. Deb says she here. Yeah, man. All right, let's continue.
Move on. Finsac happening in the 90s. If you have a pitney we born in the 2000, say 2000 come up, we in a 2020, your child is a big man, a big woman. He or she is 24 years old. Them your millennials, yeah, we born year 2000 up. They don't care about Finsac. And you see the problem? This is what shock Jamaica to, you know. All you hear them talk about Finsac this and Finsac that. They had the golden opportunity to expose those who were responsible for Finsac. Jamaica, when I read the report, the Finsac report, everybody that are accused, them block out them name. If them have a business, them block out them business, the little testimony and the truth with them, they go talk and show up and call out the things, them block out them. What sense does it make? $160 million of taxpayer money, to photocopy rubbish?
Talk the talk.
When the blind eye one from down a Central St. James name, the cocky eye one man, the one which had them set up on the St. James High School.
Just what you know, say views represented and this views by this person is not necessarily that of mine. Views represented by them is not necessarily that of this platform. We are played. Make we listen, people. Hey. Whoa, yo. Make we listen. What do say, people? What do say? The Finsac report backfire. The so-called report to them say them put out. I tell you. And when I listen to this person, you gotta say, say, I chew them attack. When I run to a quick break, I'll be right back.
I hear man attack all kind of lie. Oh, 20 million and 28 million. Lie. Me not take no salary increase. So my salary is what it was before. And I tell you something, I feel like just keep back to. Because he's a proud man, you know. Me don't like people tell lie for me.
Make we listen, answer.
Fuck Jamaica to, you know. All you hear them talk about Finsac this and Finsac that. They had the golden opportunity to expose those who were responsible for Finsac. Jamaica, when I read the report, the Finsac report, everybody that are accused, them block out them name. If them have a business, them block out them business, the little testimony and the truth with them, they go talk and show up and call out the things, them block out them. What sense does it make? $160 million of taxpayer money, to photocopy rubbish? When the blind eye one from down a Central St. James name, the cocky eye one man, the one which had them set up on the St. James High School board and the millions of dollars missing from off of the St. James High School board. Why him name?
Who?
What the blogger name? Why him name, man?
Boy.
Chapa Jassy, they love me students for me head chip sometime, you know. Yes, man, the teacher head God. That's I have been teaching for a long while, you know. So I wanna remember the teacher now, cause I would have make it embedded. So if teacher head a go and can't remember, as the students, you must remind the teacher. Yes, now Mr. Christopher McCurdy, aka Chopper. I'm telling you a long time, people at Jamaica, to investigate why Christopher McCurdy received the name Chopper, I don't think, you need to ask him how he come by the name Chopper. And remember, he come from Central St. James, and I'm going to leave it at that. When you hear Chopper John come out and talk about Finsac and 40,000 people.
The happy place comes in many colors, like one that
I don't want
gives
you to come to me with that foolishness, You elect a prime minister, and is a prime minister run the country. It is time we learn to hold our leaders accountable for their actions and stop making excuses for them. Stop making excuses. Otherwise, go elect the people who really run in the country. And I don't want labor rights carry that stupid argument. Hold the people you elect accountable and stop making excuses for them.
1,000 people, 40,000 jobs lost. When you hear him come out and spread out film crutches on the internet and just a chat. See the report come out. One of them now if you come talk about the report, the findings are here. Full government, present the truth and the facts according to UN. One of them now to admit the truth and one of them. All these years, I preach about Finsac, this Finsac, on the eve of a general election, I tell you, say, Nigel Clark said to no opinion, I don't think a joke in a labor rights.
Boy.
I tell you, say the only reason why Nigel joined the politics is to get revenge for his uncle Keith Clark. I tell you,
What are you say? What you say about Nigel Clark and Keith Clark are revenge? People, these are allegations, Every man is innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. Serious argument, them, mind-boggling, make you think as you blink. Let's continue.
I don't see what Nigel do. Nigel collect the 300% increase. Him a run well left Jamaica and him drop a bomb, which is the Finsac report. And what the Finsac report does, instead of it paint the PNP in a negative light, it is now painting the Jamaica. I tell you, say Nigel Clark join politics to get revenge,
Lord God.
And you never believe me.
What is?
That is it, Fluffy. I want Fluffy step to the front of the class this morning. They will never release Finsac report because it was all about the JLP.
You want to see?
All those who benefited from Finsac, majority of them were labor rights. Remember, what caused the financial crisis, why Finsac had to came about, is because every Jack and Jill have a bank.
Boy.
Everybody, if you have money, you just set up one bank. Call it whatever holding, whatever this, every Jack and Jack have a bank. Bank can't done. And I like know which chart we have 5 or so prominent bank. NCB, Scotia, JN. Where you can say yes, them here are prominent. Me mean say back in them days, bank pan top of, I must say about 37 different bank Jamaica have.
My God.
Bank pan top of everybody in a banking.
Boy.
Everybody in a bank. Anyway, let me go to one prime example.
Tell me.
And why Finsac had to came about. You see all the one which are named Edward Philip George Siaga. Me telling you, me say anybody go over Heroes Park or Heroes Circle, say them a pay respect to Eddie Siaga. And when you no go over there, you no just use no foot and stamp on the grave, and if he just go down 6'6" further that way him there, you know.
Boy.
I mean, it might sound a way, but you see, Siaga damaged Jamaica, and a lot of persons in dead and gone, but our whole heap of people not forgive, have nothing forgiven Edward Siaga, you know. Let me tell you something. You know, if Siaga did borrow $40 million during the Finsac times, yes, $40 million. Siaga one barrow. He got set up enchanted gardens.
Wow.
Yeah, in a Ochi. And when time come to pay back the loan, Siaga say him never remember saying borrow. Siaga say him never remember saying borrow $40 million. Let me ask you something. If you borrow so much money and say you remember, you know, you are prime minister, or you were once a prime minister, and if you could be a delinquent, then what the average Joe, what you expect of the average Joe of this? If Joe can be a delinquent, and you a former prime minister, millionaire, also categorized as a delinquent, what you expect? Eh? 40 million US. Thank you, head boy. Siaga Barrow. I say him never remember. Poor thing. Everybody bank a collapse. So the People's National Party, remember, you know, people, I don't know, see bank don't have no money, you know. Banks don't have money. How banks operate is your money and my money. We don't want to save money under mattress. So we carry with money, go put in at the bank. You see, fear money where you carry, go put in at the bank. Where you say you stack and pile and save and save. You see the man out the door with him big business. We start up a fear money in borrow, you know. And so bank, only never know how bank operate. Bank operates off of your dollars that you put in the banks to save. Because guess what? Every banker knows that it will not happen. It's very rare. Every single person I go come in one bank and say, I want back my money. Give me my money. I want everything out of me. Give me everything when I put in it. We know that's not going to happen. So that, guess what? That is how banks operate. Right? Banks doesn't really have money. Yes, you might be a billionaire. You know, say you have $1 million in a such and such a bank, and according to you, you depend cloud nine. But let me tell you something. Once you put your money in the bank, you know, it is no longer yours. You know, yes, you have access to withdraw it, because you put it in, you're supposed to draw it for you. But you see your $1 million where you have in there, and the money there, Mr. Chin, Mary Jane and John Brown, who want to start up a business. And once you have that business mindset, and how you go pay back the bank, and your money where you put in the bank, lend. Anybody want to go in a business and start up a business, you know. You think of me money when me put in there, me I go use open a business? No. And if Siaga could have gone at the people in bank and take out 40 million US a taxpayer, you know, must expect say the bank will go run down. Eh? You borrow 40 million US. And when the people realize say no payments now make back and them approach you, boss wagwan, you have been delinquent. And you are going to respond and say, you never remember say you borrow 40 million US? Eh? Then Finsac them must have intervened. The government, you think say any government we care about them people, I go see bank, I write to them as politician and I say, boss, me bank, I go down, you know, see what you can do. You know, must expect that the government I go draft up something so that's your business no go under. That was what Omar Davis did. That is what he did. And for all along, we in the People's National Party have been preaching that Finsac was a measure that the government used, right, to stop what was happening in the financial sector. It was a measure. It was a measure. The government never know what to do. Eh? Can you imagine when the government supposed to have focused on the business of this country? They must intervene, a bailout bank. Well, let me tell you something. What went down in the 90s, why Finsac had to intervene, is no difference than what happened with SSL and Barita, you know. It's the same thing, you know, people. It is the same thing what is happening with Barita Investments Bank and SSL is the same thing that took place in the 90s while Finsac had to intervene. The only difference is that they might learn a thing or two from Finsac so them not really make it head down that road in 2024. But it is no difference. It is no difference. Barita Investment and SSL. What we hear about in a today 2024 is no difference than what Finsac had to do in the 90s. See it here on your screen. A labor writer has spoken this morning. And Teddy Lee Gray, a staunch labor right, is saying that every single time we, the JLP, is in trouble, we gone for Finsac. The man say we in the office for 8 years. Why wait until now to release it? Move on from it. Them ya pitney, them ya millennials that were born in the 2000. They don't want to hear nothing about Fins. Every day the labor right them get up Finsac this, traffic guru this. Eh? Nobody want to hear about that. What is it that the government is doing now to better off the people of this country? We don't want to hear about what gone in the past. How will we prevent that from not returning? It is happening. The Bible says without knowledge, the people perish. The same thing will happen back then in the 90s. And it happened now under SSL and Barita Investment. So you know, sister, we not learn. We not learn. And then the government say we taxpayer have to pay back the employer them.
Yep.
And the employees at SSL. Eh? Jamaica people, I want to share with you. I hope persons can see. I'm going to remove the comment section for a minute. So just bear with me. And continue to top up the live while I read it. I know some of you might unable to see it, but me not so old yet. Me can't read it. I'm gonna read what Omar Davis said, where Finsac is concerned. Continue to top up the live, people. Opposition spokesman on finance, Omar Davis, has warned that he would have no problem revealing the names of members of the Jamaica Labour Party cabinet who had to be bailed out by Finsac following the meltdown in the financial sector in the 1990s. Where the labor rights them have come about this morning about Finsac? Eh? Omar Davis stated that it is a fact that a senior member of the cabinet was a shareholder of an institution in which depositors had to be compensated by Finsac.
Whoa. Same SSL nonsense.
Can you imagine you go put yourself in a problem? And because you have a good name, the government bail you out? Eh? That is what Finsac was intended to do. All you hear them talk, say Finsac this and Finsac that. Finsac came about as a measure. Eh? Hey, me say, you see, if you not listen to labor rights, we gone astray, you know. If we continue to listen to the Jamaica Labour Party, we gone astray, you know, people. Eh? He also stated that at least 4 cabinet ministers, labor right, in the present government, including Hadley Blouse and Skirt Shaw.
What?
We not tell no lie on the labor. See them from town, you know. 4 cabinet ministers in the present government, including the finance minister at the time, Audley Shaw, and 1 minister of state, had their bad loans acquired by Finsac because of their failure to service debt to the institutions from which they had borrowed. So the same thing what happened to Siaga is the same thing happened to Audley Shaw. And sometimes I don't like when them use the big word and corrupt people with institution. What Audley Shaw and Siaga did was that them go to the bank and borrow the people their money and loan and sort out themselves and sort out them business. And when it was time to pay back the loan, they were unable to pay it back. One prime example was Siaga when they asked him why you are delinquent on paying back the loan. Siaga said he had forgot. How could somebody so careless if say them forgot to pay back 40 million US? And it got worse. See, Omar Davis come call out Audley Shaw. Omar Davis say Finsac bail out Audley Shaw. Eh? Imagine you put yourself in a debt and the government bail you out and you Audley Shaw. No wonder the people them are class you saw in your last days. Eh? Don't know if the labor rights are wicked. Make I take this off of the screen before it blind the people them. You hear? Jamaica people. These people on the screen, Siaga and Audley Shaw, were the true architect of Finsac. All you hear them talk about PNP this and PNP that. Them were the reason why Finsac came about. See them the past screen. Audley Shaw and Siaga. It all started in 88, 89 after the country was rocked by Hurricane Gilbert.
Wow.
And that's where it started from. And then they want blame. Can you imagine? Audley Shaw, the most vocal. No wonder you don't hear them talk about it, you know, because they never want the report for table. They never want the report to come out, you know. Jamaica people, I want you to look at $160 million. I'm going to show you. See it here? See it here? The Finsac report. One heap of photocopy a document, you know. See it there?
True, man.
You can't even read it.
True, man.
See it there? Every time you read and you reach one important part where somebody name I go call or somebody business I go call, them black it up. You see the black line? This is not just source of black line, you know.
Redacted.
This is the report itself, you know, where they spend $160 million to put out. See there? As soon as you read one part and smell the name go come up, then black it out. What is it that they are hiding? And it continues. See it there? I see it there. I want heap of photocopy sitting in Jamaica people. See it there? The labor right them all shamed. I think they said the site crash. See it there? Ministry of Finance and the Public Service. See it there? When you go up online, I look for the website, if you pull up the Finsac report. See it there? This come up. 404 found, not found. The website crashed because too much negativity is now surrounding the Jamaica Labour Party. What they intended to do was to paint the PNP in a bad light, but it flipped on them. Why make sense them publish Finsac? I tell you, say Nigel Clark come to mash up the Jamaica Labour Party and not think a joke. You know see what I do? In take way, I bet to say you have to take out phone yourself out of the mess all alone. While Nigel gone to greener pastures. I tell you no. Say Nigel only join politics to get revenge. See Uncle Keith Clark. I don't know believe. See the website here, you know, people. Where them a send me and you figure look and figure read. The Finsac. See they crash. Error found. Not found. The page you're looking for does not exist. It may have.
You got your bag? Let's go, buddy.
For does not exist. It may have been removed or removed. See there. And yesterday I send we figure look for information to find Finsac report. See, there is a lucky thing say for me sources them come directly from the source. Me no have no time. If you sit down and we see it on the screen, them a send we figure up our Ministry of Finance and Public Service website, figure read up Finsac, and when you type it in, this come up on the screen. Error 404 not found. The page you are looking for does not exist. It may have been removed or removed altogether. See it here? $160 million gone down the drain. See it there? See them there? A lucky thing. See it there? You can't read them. I say them alter everything. The Jamaica Labour Party alter everything in the report. Them change up name, all in the statements, them put in something. You ever have your phone in your pocket? And when your phone in your pocket, it go off and press all kind of number as a dot. One heap of chaka and things when I make this, you can't read it. Them alter the information of the Finsac report. See it there on the screen. Because you must think alive. You see it there. See the and them photocopy and put out there and I talk about it's not a report, it will be in the archives. There is absolutely nothing to learn from the Finsac because the Jamaica Labour Party made sure that the true details of Finsac are removed. This government is a worthless government. $160 million worth of photocopying of documents. And when you want to read and understand it, then black out the people them name. Anybody where you that say, okay, I just say you went wrong. You shouldn't do this and you should. Then black out the people name. And any little paragraph where I make any sense, the keyboard type error in it. Them blatantly going out and chaka alter the report, the Jamaica Labour Party, and then we come about this.
What is the difference between the ordinary thief and the political thief? Number one, the ordinary thief steals your money, your bag, your watch, and your jewelry, isn't it? But the political thief steals your future, your career, your education, your health, and your business. Number two, the hilarious part is that the ordinary thief will choose whom to rob. But you are the one who choose the political thief to rob you. Because we choose them. We vote them. We blindly say we are not blind. Who is deceiving who? The ridiculous part of the whole issue is that we will fight to defend and protect our belongings from the ordinary thief. Is it not? But we fight each other to defend and protect the political thief. Is that not what we do? Gods will be fighting themselves to protect those that are stealing our career, stealing our joy, stealing our health, stealing our success. What a shame. What a travesty. Calls for us to think and think deep.
No, family. Let's see what Mark Golden asked for. Mark Golden asked for the release, the gag order to come off the Integrity Commission. There's a video Mark Golden did is asking for the gag order to be removed from the Integrity Commission. And there goes the PNP also is asking to put out another media release. And let's see what the PNP said about this. The People's National PNP demands accountability. Where is the Finsac report after years of wasting taxpayers' funds? Backside. The Labour them in a trouble, man. It backfire upon them people. It backfire upon them bad. Now this is from the PNP. The People's National Party, the People's National Party strongly condemns the government's mishandling of the Finsac Commission and its failure to deliver the long-promised report. After more than $200 million of people, it's not $160 million. Them lie. It's not no $160 million. They lied. Nigel Clark, Nigel. After more than $200 million of taxpayers' money was spent on this commission, the Jamaican people are left with an incomplete archive and a no final report almost 15 years later. This is a travesty of the accountability and good governance. The Finsac Commission was established to take an independent look at the financial crisis of the 1990s to ensure that a collapse of parts of the financial sector, in particular, inadequately capitalized and in some cases recklessly managed locally owned banks and insurers, would never be repeated. The stated objective was to critically review what transpired, implement solutions, and safeguard the Jamaican people. Yet, despite submissions from all key stakeholders, government regulators, and affected customers, there has been no clear assessment or conclusion. The public must ask why key documents such as the forensic audit report have been left out of the archive. Why are these crucial reports excluded? The absence of these reports raises serious questions about transparency and accountability. If the forensic audits, which could shed light on critical aspects of the financial crisis, are being withheld, it undermines the entire process of the commission and leaves the Jamaican people in the dark. The public deserves to know why there is no comprehensive report after so many years and why essential documents are being withheld. In 2017, the Finance Minister, Ali Shah, promised that the Finsac report was just 3 months away. Hold on now. In 2017, then Finance Minister, wow, I don't hear that, people. In 2017, then Finance Minister Ali Shah promised that the Finsac report was just 3 months away. But 7 years later, that promise remains unfulfilled. In the opening of the 2018-2019 budget report, Shah stated that the long-awaited Finsac report will shortly be sent to Governor General and tabled in Parliament. It is 2024. 6 years have passed. Where is it? Why is there still no report for the public review? The Finsac commissioners were fully paid in January 2015 to complete this vital work. In fact, in 2015, Charles Ross, who sat on the commission of the Finsac inquiry, said additional funds were requested for specific purposes and told RJR News the bulk of the money will be used to cover the costs of producing the final report and therefore would have gone to the technical people. That was 9 years ago, and yet there is still nothing to show for it. The people of Jamaica, deserve better. Hold on, people. Want to see that though? Want to see what I go on a John shop? All the knives with the Liberator make, and them a mash up Jamaica with them teeth in, you know. Now the Prime Minister looking at the news like, you know, look good in the news. So this represents a clear case of mismanagement, waste, and the misuse of taxpayers' money to fuel a finger-pointed exercise in an election year driven by political opportunism rather than truth and transparency. The PNP demands the immediate release of the full Finsac report so the country can finally assess what happened and take steps to ensure it never happens again. The Jamaican people will not stand for further delays, excuses, or hidden agendas. We call on the government to account for this waste and to deliver on their promise. So it's Julian Robinson from the PNP, opposition spokesman and finance, planning and public service. That is Julian Robinson from the PNP is asking. Yeah, that's Julian Robinson is asking for the full Finsac report. I think we should get it, people. So you see much money spent on it for some photocopy stuff, and that photocopy piece of paper. You see, remember the labor them used to come from my page all the time, and I never rush one out. Never do that. Never rush nobody who talk about the Finsac report, because by Jamaica we are dealing with, we not take no sides. If PNP caught up in it too, we are beat them same way. And if I labor the same way. When I talk about country, we don't care, we not fear. Like this man, me do the Vibes Cartel video. My brother come tell me, say, boy, I'm a subscriber from this Vibes Cartel. I did not this Vibes Cartel. I speak the truth. Let them know this. Did I call him a name? You know, you hear other vloggers diss him. Real bad. I know this him. But if it's that short-minded and so shallow-minded, they shouldn't be on this page in the first place. So don't make the door hit you. Right? Because my video is about my country. It's about no feeling on nobody. If we can't come back to come beat Andrew Owners, who the rotted in this world we can't beat. Because sit on one side. Country, it's all about country, family. Really, it's all about my country. And when you see the PNP, them gonna hide. The audio we just play a while ago, and like I said, I don't know the blogger. And I was just going scrolling through social media, and I hear it. I'm say, you know, I like your argument. Yeah, man, you say you're PNP, but your argument not to a bury in the PNP. You know, like some PNP attack. Yeah, man, vote for Mark Golden, man, and Ray Blanc, make sure you put your X. No, your conversation was not like that. You speak your mind as a Jamaican who is a PNP. But we love your argument, and it sounds sensible. That's why I have to share it with my audience this morning, guys. Tell me what you think in the comment section about all this Finsac report. It look like it backfired. And this person in the audio said that Nigel Clark look like he set up the Liberal Party because this couldn't be a good strategy. When you like all the dirt upon Edward Siaga and the brother upon the screen, the Shah, like all fingers pointing at the labor right and them responsible for mashing up the country in the 90s. Now, labor right back in power again. What you see happening now? You have SSL. Do you see a pattern, people? Do you see a pattern in labor rights? Can we trust these people with the country's purse? Do you see a pattern in labor rights? However, guys, thank you for listening to this video. Share it if you think somebody can hear it. I really appreciate everybody. As usual, I am a student in your class. Please make sure your comments make sense in every sentence. If this is the first time on my platform, I like my work and my presentation, please subscribe and stay at home. Yeah, thank you so very much for watching this video, people. My name is Jamaican Carlos. I'm out.
Corruption is a vile disease that sucks and drains the health out of something good. Corruption in society is an evil moral infection that keeps community in the state of perpetual sickness. Corruption is a moral virus. It's so potent, it leaves its host sick, lethargic, and unable to realize and accomplish all that a well person can. Where corruption thrives, poverty and not prosperity thrives. Wealth is grabbed into the greedy, grubby hands of those who get fat on the toil and labor of good people. Corruption benefits, only temporarily, those who participate in it. Everyone else is a victim of the theft, the deceit, the dishonesty, and the lies that corruption feeds on. You need to know that a corrupt person is stealing from you. Corruption is filthy work and despicable acts of treachery done under the table and behind closed doors. Corruption is a disgusting shame. Corruption keeps a nation back from true development and from progress. Wise investors steer clear of a corrupt environment. They would rather put their resources into a place where the playing field of opportunity is equal for all and not bent towards feeding the financial lust of corrupt, lying, cheating, thieving politicians and government officials. How many wonderful development projects have been lost because the investors didn't want to do business in a swamp of evil? When those great projects go to another nation or to some other place, we all lose. Believe me when I tell you that corruption steals from you, it steals from all of us. Corruption plunders the nation's wealth. Corrupt people compromise on truth, equity, and fairness, choosing instead to feed off the short-term benefits of crookedness, exploitation, and financial perversion. Corruption is not just a personal matter, it's a culture. It's a way of life, not just for individual people, but for companies, communities, governments, and nations. Corrupt nations, hiding behind large companies, will seek to invest in other weak nations in order to take over the assets of the nation that they've invested into. They will provide financial loans to a nation for the much needed infrastructure, and they will do it with assets that they provide. They will sign contracts by lining the pockets of rotten government officials who participate in this kind of corruption and are then held hostage by their own deceit and greed. Corruption is nothing less than a form of theft and national robbery. A corrupt person steals from everyone in society.
What is the difference between the ordinary thief and a political thief? Number one, the ordinary thief steals your money, your bag, your watch, and your jewelry, isn't it? But the political thief steals your future, your career, your education, your health, and your business. Number two, the hilarious part is that the ordinary thief will choose whom to rob. But you are the one who choose the political thief to rob you. Because we choose them. We vote them. We blindly say we are not blind. Who is deceiving who? The ridiculous part of the whole issue is that we will fight to defend and protect our belongings from the ordinary thief. Is it not? But we fight each other to defend and protect the political thief. Is that not what we do? Gods will be fighting themselves to protect those that are stealing our career, stealing our job, stealing our health, stealing our success. What a shame. What a travesty. Calls for us to think and think deep.
That is why we did something like the reverse tax credit. Never before in Jamaica's history, where the government is giving back to people who earn less than $3 million per year. Never before happened. That's a way in which we are making sure that the dividends of the good economic management reaches to the people. Yes, good economic management can yam.
If the government were to have its way in terms of what makes sense for long term, they would close down some of these places that we live in that's so nice, that's cool and quiet. Because it don't make any sense in terms of the cost to keep it it costs too much, so you're always gonna cry, you're always gonna complain and say it's rough to live there. Because it is impossible based on the cost to maintain it in a way that would have made me more comfortable to live there. So we have to actually work out that balance to say, guess what? And yes, I want to live, and even if me not gonna get no highway, and that's a mess. So you have to find that middle ground between highway and living so far and know, say, guess what? Go today where I use pickaxe, if so let's say I'm back out tomorrow, better pickaxe. That is how bad it is. And the better pickaxe don't necessarily reach the grader there, and it don't reach asphalt, and it don't reach concrete. That is the truth of it. The road coming up here, I'm going to go all the way back and I'm going to measure it, go down, and I'm going to price it and send back the cost for you so you know what the cost of the road would be. If we had a road that carry us from the square. No man, no matter what you get certain help, you know, but I said not like smooth driving asphalt road or concrete road anytime soon. No, because the country have to make enough money, you see. The country have to make it. I'm gonna help you, I'm not telling you say you're not getting no help, you know. I'm just telling you say we have a temper with expectation. You understand? Me now go promise what I cannot deliver. Full.
We all see what's happening with Andrew and the Integrity Commission. So let me explain it to you as best as I can in layman's terms based on what my understanding of the article and the documents that I've read are. So essentially, Andrew Holness and his wife owned a number of companies. In their earnings reports over the last few years, there are some inconsistencies in the growth of their earnings and their net worth and assets and deposits. So essentially, what the Integrity Commission is now saying is that in order for them to certify his earnings, they would need to have a further breakdown of his expenditures and expenses for each of the companies. So they would need that in order to then go ahead and certify and say he's okay. So essentially, Andrew is saying that he's not willing to give them that because that is a breach of his privacy. So what he is now challenging is a portion of anti-corruption legislation, saying that is unconstitutional because what they're asking for does not protect his privacy. And everything that's in the Constitution, such as the right to privacy, it takes precedent, meaning that it supersedes anything that comes after, such as like anti-corruption legislation. So if in essence it breaches his constitutional right for privacy, then he does somewhat have a case. Now, I'm a huge supporter of the Jamaica Labour Party. Everybody knows this. However, at this juncture, I'm not able to continue to make excuses for the Prime Minister. What he is attempting to do is actually quite disgraceful and disappointing. Years from now, we will look back at the Andrew Holness tenure and be disgusted at some of the things that we have allowed to happen. Now, while I have genuine love for Andrew and I think he is much better of a leader than the opposition, I think that there are a lot of blunders that have happened in his leadership. The Prime Minister's wife being in representation on politics has always caused ethical concerns. The fact that he snuck her in as a member of Parliament and then promoted her to Speaker of the House is highly inappropriate. And while I don't question her effectiveness, as I think she's excelled in both roles, it's definitely always been a conflict of interest. While I've traditionally supported the Jamaican Labour Party and Andrew Holness and his administration, I think that it would be in very good taste if he just gave them what they wanted. It would also show that he respects the Integrity Commission and the anti-corruption legislation. The fact that he's going to these lengths to not comply with their requests shows that he has a lot.
Mr. Prime Minister, Minister of Health and Wellness, those of you craft this order, I don't know what to say to you, but the Holy Ghost within me tells me that this order is working against the church, is working against the body of Christ. Mr. Prime Minister, I was watching a program last night and you declare me to be your good friend. My good friend, I'm telling you, sir, Disorder. God gets no glory out of it. And it's making the society worse than it ought to be. You're crippling the fountain of life that gives life to the nation.
10 years after, former Prime Minister Bruce Golding declared that he would not have gays in his cabinet.
You in the future want to live in a Jamaica where a gay man or a gay woman can be in the cabinet?
Sure, they can be in the cabinet, not mine.
Well, they can't be in yours.
Not mine.
No, but do you want...
His successor, Andrew Michael Holness, has suggested that he would have no problems with homosexuals in his executive. Golding's statement a decade ago was made during an interview on BBC Hard Talk.
They live in a Jamaica where they can be and they should be, and it would be entirely natural for them to be so.
I do not know that that is necessarily the direction in which I want my country to go.
Holness' comments came in response to a question during his address to members of the Jamaica diaspora in Brussels on Sunday.
Homosexuality is not a crime. As far as I know, it's not a crime. However, one of our former Prime Ministers, Mr. Bruce Golding, said on Hard Talk that he will have no gays in his cabinet, and it went on to make Jamaica seem to be more of a homophobic nation than probably it actually is. Would you reiterate those words today, or
absolutely not? No. It's not. Firstly, it's not my business. Neither is my interest to, and I don't. Whatever is in my discretion to distribute a political. A person's sexuality, sexual orientation is not a criteria for...
Mr. Prime Minister, Minister of Health and Wellness, those of you who craft this order, I don't know what to say to you, but the Holy Ghost within me tells me that this order is working against the church, is working against the body of Christ. Mr. Prime Minister, I was watching a program last night, and you declare me to be your good friend. My good friend, I'm telling you, sir, this order, God gets no glory out of it. And it's making the society worse than it ought to be. You're crippling the fountain of life that gives life to the nation. You're blocking the well. Somebody give me a chance in this house of blindness. You're blocking the well. You're stopping the fountain. Loose the church, loose the church, loose the church, loose the church, loose the church. You're destroying the foundation. And if the foundation be destroyed, what can a nation do?